Standup Comedy, your host and MC, presents Comedy Appetizers, a podcast where you will find short comedy sets, stories, and funny bits from the famous and not so famous. Here is your host and MC, Scott Edwards.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another bonus episode. It's an audience of one with my friend and comic musician, Jaz Kaner. Jaz, we got a special audience that is waiting to hear some of your funny. I know that you're a talented comic musician. You've done all kinds of road comedy. But from Laughs Unlimited, didn't you do an interview for me once?
I did a TV interview, and it's weird that happened because most clubs do radio. We do a ton of radio, and it's always the same morning drive.
Right, TV was more rare, right?
It was very rare to do a TV interview. So I was on the local TV affiliate morning show, and they asked the usual questions. And then I said, hey, I see you got the, after the commercial, can we bump back to me as the weatherman? I want to do the weather for you. And they were they were nice enough to let me do it. So I walked over.
Oh, no way. The NBC affiliate let you do the weather?
Yeah. And they say, here is our, I don't remember how they padded it so that the audience wouldn't think I was serious, but they, let's go to our fake weatherman, Jaz Kaner. And I'm standing in front of the map of Sacramento. I go, well, folks, here's the weather today. Coming in from the east, we've got monsoon biblical rains causing flooding throughout the Sacramento area. And then from the south, Attila the Hun is coming. Hordes of locusts flying in from the north. And then giant cracks in the earth opening up through earthquake fixtures that we did not know existed. In fact, folks, the only safe place to be here in Sacramento this week is right here at Laughs Unlimited.
Well, that's a great plug for the club. And I bet
and I so wanted a copy of that. I don't, make a note. If you ever want a copy of anything from a radio station or TV, you got to stomp your feet and get it before you leave because they'll never send it to you.
Oh, so that's so funny. I bet the TV anchors were really enjoying something different and unique and funny like that.
Yeah, I hope so.
Well, that's a great memory from promoting the club at Laughs Unlimited. Thanks for doing that.
Yeah, I was going to leave you what the comics used to call a doggy bag joke. It was one you could take with you, and this was like one of our favorite. There were a few comics doing this joke back in the day, but I still love it. I don't know why. Okay, so 3 kids wake up in the morning, come down for breakfast. Teenager is sitting there, he's, and the mom asks him, what would you like for breakfast? And teenager says, well, Ma, I'll have some fucking pancakes. And the mom smacks him on the head and says, I will not have that kind of talk around here. Get out of here. You're going to school hungry. All right. Turns to the 10-year-old, says, what would you like for breakfast? And the 10-year-old says, I like some fucking pancakes. And the mom smacks him in the head and beats him with a frying pan, sends him out, kicks him out, and throws him on head first onto the school bus, and then walks back in the house, slams the door, walks up to the 5-year-old and says, and what would you like for breakfast? And the 5-year-old looks up at her with scared eyes, and he goes, well, I don't want any fucking pancakes.
Oh, that's funny. That's a joke anybody could do. That's great. Hey, thanks for sharing that, Jaz.
There it is.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Jaz Kaner in our bonus podcast, An Audience of One. Thanks, Jaz. We hope you enjoyed that little bit of comedy.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Comedy Appetizers. Be sure to share with family and friends, and we will see you this Sunday for our regular podcast, your host and MC, and again next Friday for another episode of Comedy Appetizers. Bye!